This is the latest work of the Yass Valley Writers. It's our fifth anthology. We're a group that's been in existence for 23 years, which is quite a phenomenal time in literary circles. Most writing groups fold through inertia or factionalism, for want of a better word, inside 3 or 4 years. But for 23 years we've been going. We began in members' homes, and as our group grew, we now average 15 people. Sometimes we've had as many as 18 members, sometimes as few as 12, but on average we have around 15 members, and these members come from all walks of life. None of us are exactly spring chickens, but we're all very well experienced with a wide work history that leads to lots of conversation, lots of hilarity, and lots of very good writing. About half of us are poets. The other half write prose, and the prose ranges from short stories through anecdotes to straight informative prose. We have one member who writes quite extraordinarily informative historical pieces, another member who writes quite amazing short stories about an angel with purple wings. Our poets write in a variety of medium. Some, in fact, two are particularly devoted to the very intricate forms of Japanese poetry, and the rest of us have learned a lot about that in the course of the years. It is a very fine, precise kind of poetry. There are others who write in formal English fixed form, who write who write odes and write sonnets, and there are others who write in what is loosely called free verse, but in fact good free verse isn't very free at all, as a lot of the work in this particular volume will show you. We're very proud of this particular book. It's our thickest anthology to date. It contains poetry and it contains prose across the spectrum. It also, because we had to deal with the wretched question of white space, it also contains a number of classical poems from English literature, from Chinese literature, and from Japanese literature. The earliest dated poem in this book is a Chinese poem going back to the 7th century. So it's an eclectic book. Something that you don't read from cover to cover. It's something that you will dip in from time to time, depending on where you are. It is available after its launch from the Yass Bookshop, which is run by the remarkable Joe Higgins. And if you're in that shop, be sure to let people know that they're not to expect you for the next hour or so, because there's so many things to look at in this shop. If you would like to attend the launch, it will be launched in this shop on Saturday, October 22nd, between 2 and 5 p.m. At this stage, we are still organising exactly the program for that launch, so I can't give you further details, but they will be available shortly.